So in this video, we're going to see the wonderful Jasmine Crockett expose the fact that the Trump administration are literally getting destroyed in the courts with over 100 cases that's actively going on. As usual, let's watch it together and I'll give you my thoughts towards the end.
Well, let's pick up on right versus wrong, because a new memo from the Trump administration in part directs the heads of the Justice and Homeland Security departments to seek sanctions against attorneys and law firms who engage in frivolous, unreasonable, and vexatious litigation. I've never used the word vexatious, but there you go, against the United States, or in matters that come before federal agencies. And I remind viewers, you are a trained lawyer. So in your legal expertise, is this memo by President Trump legal?
I mean, listen, he can write as many memos as he wants to write. I mean, a memo is just a memo. But as it relates to the guidance that they are trying to lay out for the Department of Justice, again, this is them going rogue. We already have provisions that lay out when someone should be able to go after someone and determine that they are vexatious or determine that they are bringing frivolous lawsuits, and therefore there should be sanctions. That's normal. I mean, listen, I've got plenty of crazies that love to sue. So I completely understand it. I completely agree with it. And ultimately, it is up to the judge to determine. But here's the thing. The Trump administration is losing. There are over 100 cases going on right now. And what we see is that we've got people like Attorney General James in New York that is winning. So what did he do in retaliation? He decided that he wanted to strip her of her security clearance. Same thing with Alvin Bragg. Alvin Bragg was the one that was able to end up making this president a felon by having the audacity to go forward on these 34 felony cases that now he is convicted of. And ultimately, he was convicted by a jury. And he had the opportunity to have terrible lawyers. He's always had terrible lawyers, lawyers that lose their bar cards. And just so that everybody knows, listen, you can go and Google Rudy Giuliani. He lost his bar card as well as he lost all of his money. I still have all of my bar cards, so I'm going to just put that out there. So, who knows what will happen if they continue to go down this road. And I do applaud those lawyers that have worked for the Department of Justice and said, you know what, my oath means something. And so I am going to honor that oath, and I am going to leave this office because I will not violate the law. I will not violate my oath. I will hold on to my bar card, and we will see how many people in this Department of Justice are able to maintain their bar cards if they're going to continue to do these rogue things and ignore judges.
Wow. So knowing stuff like this is really, really good. So I'll be honest, I had to do a little bit of research and actually look into this and understand a bit more of what it is that's going on. So from what it is that I found, the Trump administration currently, they've got over 150 lawsuits where they're challenging various executive actions and things that it is that have been put in place. Now, they've just been getting, from what I can see, from what I've researched, and even from what Jasmine Crockett said, they're just getting battered from pillar to post. They've been consistently ruling against the administration. And what the kind of general consensus is that the president's basically exceeded his authority by acting without congressional approval. So look, Jasmine spoke about it in this video. These guys are literally kind of gone rogue, and they're just believing they can do whatever it is that they want to do simply because Donald Trump, is the president of the United States. But some of the key things where it is that they've been kind of, beat down from the judges. A federal judge, he blocked the administration's freeze on federal grants and loans. Another judge also ordered the restart of payments for foreign aid. I believe that might have to be with USAID as well. And then lastly, a temporary strike down of the president's executive order suspending refugee admissions was issued. We can see, like we said, we're dealing with an administration that are basically acting like a bunch of gangsters. If we just have it right, they're acting like a bunch of gangsters, believing and thinking they can do whatever it is that they want. And just because of the fact that Donald Trump is the president of the United States, there should be no consequences or reactions to what it is that they're trying to do. And that speaks volumes about this administration, where it is that they're at, and the way that it is that they're kind of conducting themselves as well. So just good to see. I like the fact that Jasmine Crockett, her kind of strategy of her messaging and the way she does things, it's really good to see, because being on a mainstream media outlet like MSNBC and making sure you're getting that information out to the American people is important, because look, a lot of Americans could be looking right now and thinking to themselves, all hope is lost. A lot of people could be sitting there and thinking to themselves, all hope is lost with the way things are going on at the moment. But unfortunately, I don't know why the mainstream media aren't pushing certain things. I don't know whether it's because they're scared of a retaliation from Donald Trump. But look, things are happening. Judges are doing what it is that they need to do in court, consistently pushing back. Now, look, we know, guys, it's only been like, 2 months since this administration's been in power. So there's a long road ahead. That's why myself, you that are actively involved in this channel, if you want to be involved, hit the subscribe button below. But we have to do our part. We have to consistently do our part to make sure that these guys are going to be held accountable. Okay, we have to. But like I said, judges are doing what it is that they need to do. We're seeing a ton of protests getting out in the streets, and protesting against this current administration. Going to Tesla. Guys, protest peacefully. No violence whatsoever. Peacefully go out there and protest and make your voice be heard, to stand up against this administration and what it is that they're doing, because we've seen these guys don't care about the rule of law. They don't. So Jasmine Crockett, I love the way that she went about it in terms of going on MSNBC and actively letting people know about what's taking place and what's happening. But we have to understand, these guys are in it for the long term. The Heritage Foundation, Project 2025, they knew what it is that they were doing when they put this plan together. And this is, I believe that what the plan isn't just for Donald Trump. These guys are looking way past that, past Donald Trump. Okay, this is the plan and the strategy they have in place. So it's important that we do our part to stand up against these guys in this administration, because believe me, they are not going to stop, and they're going to be even more relentless. We've seen what they've done, sending people who were in the United States legally to El Salvador. We've seen it. These guys do not respect and do not care about the rule of law. We've seen what they've said about judges. They don't care what the judge says. They're going to do it anyway. This is what it is that we're dealing with. But listen, I appreciate each and every single one of you guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below this video. What's your thoughts on what it is that Jasmine Crockett said? Did you know that they're getting destroyed in the courts with over 100 cases? Let me know in the comment section below this video. And while it is that you're down there, if you're brand new to the family and you're interested in an outsider's opinion on American politics, hit that subscribe button. And whether you're interested or not, while you're down there, hit the thumbs up purely for the YouTube algorithm. And I'll see you guys in the next one.